Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Jamann Stepp, the Vice President of Hard Surface for the Dixie Group. Jamin, how you doing?
I'm doing well this morning, Kemp. How about yourself?
I'm good. We want to talk about this news you released on Monday that you're doing a joint venture, and you're going to start producing SPC LVT at your Atmore, Alabama plant. Let's get to that in just a minute, though. Let's talk about your past. You started your career at Shaw Industries, spent 11 years there, focused on hard surface. And then you went over to Home Legend and worked with a good friend of mine, Clint Hubbard. Home Legend, most people know, power decor, focused about 80% of their business at Home Depot, but you also started an independent division. Then you went and worked with Pete over U.S. Floors for 3 years, and you've been at Dixie now for 4. Is that right?
That's pretty accurate, yeah. Those have been my focal points in my career. Of course, I've been in hard surfaces now for 25 plus years.
I usually start right here with how's business, but on Monday, Dixie released their second quarter results, and most people know that it was a little bit of a loss. Dixie was a bit of a victim in the second quarter in two fronts. First, the way Invista treated them as they exited the carpet fiber business. They did a little bit of gouging on the way out, 20-25% price increases, and you really didn't have an alternative source for 6.6 if you wanted to supply your customers the products they were buying. And then you've got this whole Lowe's move, Lowe's being a big national account for Dixie, and them shifting to lower price commodity carpet, less volume, less demand for your products. So that's kind of the gist of why those results were the way they were, right?
Yeah, the sale of Stainmaster was detrimental, and then of course the price increases that Invista kept throwing back at us, they exited that avenue on the carpet side of the business, was obviously detrimental to the margins, our soft surface side of the equation. So I think we've got most of all that figured out now with our various suppliers of fiber, and I think we're poised for Q3 and Q4 to make some major improvements there in terms of cost and raw material procurement. I think we're headed in the right direction there, definitely.
Well, and Dixie's a bit of a phoenix from the out of the ashes metaphor, because you were in the fiber clothing textile business, and then you got into the carpet business and reemerged, and you're doing a little bit of that now. I mean, especially with this news of the fact that you're domestically going to produce with a JV LVT. I mean, that's a major repositioning. You've sold your commercial division to Mannington Commercial. That frees up that Atmore, Alabama building, which you own, and you've got space there to do this project. You're also doing this decorative rug initiative, so once again, you're kind of reformatting the business a little bit, right?
Yeah, we are. We're morphing with the times and where we need to be based on market trends and customer demand and where the industry is going, where it's come from, and obviously where we think it's headed in the next decade. So I think, the freeing up of that Atmore facility, it is a very large facility down in South Alabama that we'll utilize to manufacture the rigid core products. That and the addition of the decorative side of our business, which we hadn't really had a lot of focus on in the past. We've got that kind of dialed in now, and I think we're going to see some great success there on that decorative side. And of course, every hard surface floor we produce or sell or import and sell, most people put a nice rug or some piece of soft surface on top of it to add to the decoration.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance for us to be able to commingle the branding and the marketing of our soft surface and hard surface together, especially on that decorative side.
All right, so you've been there for 4 years, and you're in charge of the hard surface business. There was a conference call on Tuesday, and Dan did get asked a question, and he answered it. They asked how much of your business is LVT, and so now it's public knowledge because he said it's 15 to 20%. But you have other hard surface. I mean, you're in the engineered hardwood business as well, right?
We are. We have, through our Fabrica brand, we have an engineered hardwood collection that we've put into the marketplace, and we're going to see 80 to 100% year-over-year growth in our hardwood category this year compared to last year. So it's not as big as our true core, rigid core vinyl collection of products, but we're importing and selling hardwood as well as all of our true core brand of products.
And it would be safe to say that you're at the helm of the fastest growing category within Dixie, isn't that right?
Yeah, I guess I have to own that one. We are obviously growing at a pretty rapid pace, and we have for the last 3.5, 4 years as we implemented the True Core brand, and same for the wood. One thing we've also done this year on the Dixie Home side of the equation, we've launched this summer a Dixie Home hardwood collection, which is a more of an entry-level type of wood product category that we're introducing this summer through Dixie Home. So we'll have some SKUs there on the Dixie Home side for hardwood.
If you talk about Dixie, the Dixie Group, and you talk about what they're offering, Dan has told me many times that your average net sale on the carpet side is 4 times what the industry does. And so that's kind of where you play on the hard surface area as well, right? Upper end?
We do. That's been intentional. I've not wanted to try to compete purely on price, try to bring fashion and style and innovation into the things that we need to in terms of what we've done in WPC and SPC with super wide and long planks and some integrated grout technology products that mimic a real grout line on the IGT collection. We launched a 3DP collection last year, which is a direct digital print onto SPC, a high definition digital print program that's doing pretty well and has gotten out in the marketplace strong. So we're trying to do that. If we just want to compete on price, we're never going to win that battle, just like we don't compete on price in carpet. So we make fashionable products that are on trend and that consumers like and buy, and we'll continue that path.
Well, let's talk about the JV a little bit more detail for a second. You haven't identified your partner, but I've been told that it's one of the top 5 major players in the business. This is not going to be a gamble on your part. You're bringing in a partner that really knows how to make quality product and is really good at it. And it's a $6 million investment, according to the 8K you filed this week. You're jumping in with both feet, right?
We are. Yes, leave our partner in the equation, kind of anonymous at this point, but yes, we feel confident in who we're partnering with, that the knowledge, the background, the engineering, all of those things that we need to make this thing successful. We've got a great partner going to be there rather than us trying to kick this thing off from scratch with a bunch of carpet manufacturing guys and engineers, the guys well versed in extrusion and vinyl. It's a good partnership. We feel like it's going to obviously be rewarding. We're excited to put the word out there. And
what's your timeline? When are you going to start making product?
If all the stars align, we're probably looking at Q2 of next year is our goal, early Q2. It'll take us a couple, 3 months maybe to get all the equipment over here, and then it's going to take a couple months to set everything up and get everything in place. And we've obviously got to make some modifications to the facility there in Atmore to be able to compound and do some other things that we'll have to do to produce the rigid core. There's some front end stuff we obviously have to get knocked out and pretty much starting immediately, and got the whole engineered plant laid out in terms of how we're setting everything up, and so all that stuff's obviously been done.
All right, and the strategy is to make and source. I mean, so your customer wants different levels of product, and so you're going to make some and source some, right?
That is true. We'll continue to source, whether it be from our domestic partners we're already sourcing from here in the U.S. That are manufacturing. We'll continue those relationships. And obviously there's still products in China and, from a WPC perspective and from some other innovative technologies that are out there, and continue to go to China or Vietnam or Cambodia even to source product that can augment what we have. Because if you look at TrueCore today, by the time we get the summer intros all out in the marketplace, we'll have well over 200 SKUs in TrueCore, and we'll have about 60 SKUs in hardwood into the marketplace. So we're just south of 300 SKUs in hard surface. Everything has trim and transitions and all those parts and pieces that have to be managed as well. So there's a lot going on. So. All
right. Well, it's exciting times for Dixie in the hard surface category, and it's good to see you at the helm. Appreciate you spending time with our listeners. We've been talking to Jamann Stepp, the Vice President of Hard Surface at the Dixie Group, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.